Nice to meet you.
Apple Pie Robotics. This is a great car. I had my eye on it when you came in, when you drove into this place today. It's DeSoto. What year is it?
It's a 1955 Fire Dome.
Fire Dome.
Which is a great name because if you think about it, it came with a Hemi. And what is a Hemi? But the dome is hemispherical, and that's where the name for the car came from. They actually named the car after the engine.
Now, how rare is this? Do you have a feel for that?
The cars themselves, DeSoto in the mid-50s was a mid-priced car. It was owned by Chrysler. And so there were a fair amount of them that were made. I don't know how many are left now. There's probably none like this, because this thing is a bit of a Frankenstein. It's had a serious amount of organ transplants that have been done to it over the course of its being brought back to life.
How long have you had it?
I've only had it for about a year.
Oh.
And so I didn't do any of this work, but I do know the whole story behind it. So if you're interested, the story behind it was the gentleman who did this lived in Vancouver, British Columbia. And he was in love with 55 DeSotos. So he found this one and fully restored it and got it back from the restoration shop. He basically hated it because it drove like a 55 DeSoto. And old cars are old cars. I mean, not that they're, even when they were new, we would think of them as ancient back then because we're so used to different technology. So he went and he took it to the top builder in Canada and he said, I don't like this car. I mean, I love the car, but I don't like the mechanicals. What I want to do is completely take all the mechanicals out, everything, and turn it into a modern car, but not have it look modern. That was the rule that he gave the builder. So the first thing they did was replace the engine. And this is a 2014 Chrysler 5.7 liter Hemi. So it's a Chrysler. It was a crate engine, freight from the factory, that they sent down to Bouchelion Performance Engineering in South Carolina to have them build it out so that it would fit perfectly into the engine. It then is hooked up to a 5-speed brand new Chrysler transmission, 4 9-inch rear end, and that was done because it fit better. And they weren't going to do all Chrysler because this was Chrysler, but they couldn't get the rear end to work, so they put the 9-inch Ford rear end. Then they completely changed the entire brake system to the 4-wheel disc brakes all the way around, changed the entire front end to be what they call a fat man front end, so it's full rack including steering, coilovers all the way around, full redo of the electronics, so everything is 12 volts. It has air conditioning now, tilt wheel, 4-wheel disc power brakes. This thing will go 100 miles an hour on the freeway and not break a sweat.
So it's a 55 DeSoto body with the innards of
with modern Chrysler innards.
Yeah.
So it's had a major sort of organ transplant.
Right. That's what you said initially. Tons of chrome.
Yeah, but
Tons
these
of
were.
chrome.
This was the first year of what Chrysler called the forward look. So if you look at a 54 or 53 DeSoto, 55 was a big year for auto design. And all the, frankly, if you look at the 55 Chevy that's over there, 55 Fords, everything changed in 55. It became sleeker, and Chrysler actually marketed this as a forward look. It had a new designer, Virgil Exner, a Hall of Fame automotive. And this was his sort of new design for 55. And it was really revolutionary, especially when you see all the different cars. And of course, back then they loved two-tone, and so cars all kind of a lot fancier than we see them today. They like the fancy cars.
Mm-hmm. Now, the interior has been redone at the same time.
Correct. So that's roughly what I guess an original 55 DeSoto interior looked like, but it's all
Yeah, at the same time.
Right.
Roughly the same time.
Right, if you want to come over here, like one of the things that I really appreciate, because I was looking for one of these for a long time. A lot of times when they do resto mods, they change the interior. The dash looks different, the steering wheel's modern. What the builder did with this one was everything was left to look stock. So even though it's a tilt wheel, you'd never know. It's the original wheel, and they were very careful to have the steering column match the old one. So they were very careful to make sure that it was as original as possible.
Great, great. From Apple Pie Robotics. We're hosting this event.
Ray Ludovicconi from West Haven, Connecticut.
Ray, good to meet you. I saw your car come into a show over in Madison a few weeks ago. It jumped out at me, just jumped out.
It's good to hear.
And I'm so glad that you've come back here and come to our show. Tell me a little bit about this car.
It's a 58 Pontiac Bonneville. I restored the whole car myself.
How long ago?
2010.
About 2010.
Yeah.
So,
and 2.5 years. Yep.
So we've seen a few of the pictures of what this car was like when you got your hands on it.
It's from way upstate New York, near the border.
So it didn't have any salt rust on it.
It wasn't, because I had one wheel brake. I don't think it was running on 6 cylinders.
Yeah.
It just about made it in my garage off the trailer. And there it is today.
Beautiful. So tell us a little bit. You did it all by yourself.
I did it all alone.
Understand.
Yeah, all the panels. A lot of the panels you can't get for a 58 Bonneville. So I made them. And I welded it all in, did all the body work.
Wow.
And this is my first time I painted a car.
You painted it?
Yeah. And I dechromed it. There was Bonneville across there. There was airplanes on here.
Yeah, yeah.
The door handles. I lowered it a little bit.
Yeah, it does look a little lower in the front.
Just a little bit. Yep.
It's a great looking car. You did the interior too?
I had a friend of mine do it.
Okay.
And
But it was completely redone.
I have to say about the sign and the grill, because my wife and I had one when we were kids, and she insisted I buy this car. We would ride around in it again. She became ill and died before I even got the car finished.
Before you got it. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
I am too.
And but I'm sure she would have been proud of what you did.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Now, the engine.
We went to stock 370.
Not the original?
It's the original engine. I had we took the heads off and I had them done. Okay. The bottom looked okay, so we didn't bother.
When you got it, how much did it have? 150,000 miles, 200,000 miles?
You know, the speedometer was, no, it had 112.
Okay.
And I put a few miles on it, and all of a sudden the speedometer broke. So that's one of my aims this winter, to speedometer.
You go, Ray.
Very cool.
You deserve it.
Great looking
Thanks, I
machine,
appreciate it.
and again, it
This is what's worth building a car. I don't want trophies, it's recognition, that's what I like. Thank you. You can have all the trophies in the world. When people come up and say, I like your car, that means a lot.
Well, it's one of the class ones.
And I thank you.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well.
Thank you, Ray.
Take care.
Sorry.
Scott from Apple Pie Robotics.
Nice to
And
meet
you are?
Joe Sandell from Guilford, Connecticut.
From Guilford, one of our locals.
One of the locals.
It's a great car.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got a mechanic working on it?
He's been working on it for 5 years. He's finally got it running right.
Well, good. Tell us a little bit about this.
56 Ford two-door hardtop. It's a Fairlane. It's got a 292 engine in it, completely rebuilt. All original body on it. There's not a patent in this car at all. The car was in a museum. The roof is original paint. This has been redone, but the roof is original paint. This has all the original sheet metal panels on it completely. Okay, I had it redone about 4 years ago, put a brand new interior in it, brand new engine, brand new transmission, right through it. We just went to Lake George with, we won up Lake George 3 years ago. We won with this car up at Lake George, top 50. Nice car, nice car. Under the dashboard on the passenger side is an ARC record player back in the 50s, making 45 RPM records. So you'll see that under the dash.
Well, let's take a look at that. I'd like to see that. Ah, it's a beautiful interior. A 45 RPM record player.
Yep. I got the brochure on it. You'd like to see the brochure. Watch this. Oh. Hold on before you spill it.
You're having a hard time getting 45s, don't you?
No, I got about 1,000 of them.
Yeah. Some of those millennials
Your
out
own
there don't
personal
know what,
collection.
what records are.
All right. So this is the record changer that's built into this car.
My dad was a Ford mechanic all his life. He said, if you stay with Ford, you get the parts it costs, you get labor free. Stay with Ford.
You get labor free if you're a Ford.
Of course, he did all the work himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a trick there. Okay. I was going to say that's too good to be true, but now I understand.
I wish you could have seen this. He would have loved this. He would have loved this.
Look at the detail, the yellow detailing on the wheels.
Those are 59 Dodge Lancer hubcaps. And 2 years ago, I decided I wanted those on the car instead of the stock ones. And I painted every one of those squares yellow to match the car. So this way, when you look at it, it snaps it. Okay, there's 36 little squares on each hubcap. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
My wife's comment was, you got way too much time on your hands.
Well, that's your winter project right there. You know?
That was a project for the winter.
Yeah, do a square about every half hour or so.
Every 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, a little TV watching. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
busy.
It's a beautiful car,
Thank you very much.
and we appreciate you being here. Now, you've been to our events before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And this is usually my spot right here.
Yeah.
Lori on her flyer, if you see her flyer for the car show, you'll see a red 37 Ford, excuse me, on the flyer.
No, that's my flyer.
That's my car.
That's my flyer.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's my car on the flyer then.
I hate to correct
I need
one
royalties.
of our customers, but that is my flyer. And you were here, and the man from New Jersey was there.
Yes, and he's now down the end.
He's here.
He's down the end.
I know he's here. So, yeah.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
Oh, how can I forget it? I've been using that picture on the flyer for years.
That's right. That's right. Unbelievable. Well, thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. It was great. I appreciate you spending some time
Nice
with us.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a good day.